Welcome back, Battle Brothers and Sisters, to the next episode of the Slayers. I think starting now, we're kind of getting into the grind period, so I will move to the second phase where I kind of just pause and show highlights. The current situation we're in right now is we're not quite ready to. Most of these encampments we've been wanting to go explore and raid are just a little out of our range. So I think we're going to grind a little bit through these three towns here, find any contracts we can, make a little money, upgrade our gear a bit, and then go on our expedition. Maybe even over here, there might be a couple things. And try to knock out this ambition, which will increase our renown and increase our contract payments. Now, I don't have a lot of money right now. We've been kind of expanding a little too quickly probably, but I need people on my front line. If I get 2 more dudes, I can knock this out. Which means potentially just hiring cheap guys. Normally I might look for beggars or things, but hey, I got a cheap farmer here. He might be good, might not, and I've got a bunch of odds and ends I can sell. So we'll come up here to this larger town, sell our goods if you get good prices, maybe hire a cheap dude to accomplish this ambition, and if we accomplish the ambition, any contracts we take up here might pay a little bit better. So that's the goal. In fact, since that shouldn't take too long, we'll just run up here and see what that looks like. A seasonal fair. So let's look at our prices for stuff. Look at that, 21 for a round shield. So prices are excellent. We can sell a bunch of this stuff that we're not going to use and make some bank. That's a lot of spears. What are my guys armed with right now? We do have some flails and things. Oh, yeah, what's this guy look like? Yeah, he looks like a mediocre guy. I probably won't keep him. I don't necessarily need more just dudes on the front line. I need some quality people. Let's look at what's available here. A barbarian, but he's very expensive because he's got a reinforced club, so that makes him more expensive. So yeah, nothing here is of interest for an actual long-term hire, so I'll just buy this cheap guy. That will accomplish my ambition, and then I'll just fire those 2. Because of that, well, we'll see what these 2 contracts are. He wants me to take a 3-day caravan mission. I don't know if I want to do that quite yet. I do like these contracts. It's 2 skulls. So it's going to be a little tougher, and traditionally in the last few 2 skull missions I've done, that means there's a necromancer, which is annoying, but oh, I don't want to do. We'll do that. I've got, I think, pretty good lineup here. Yeah, these guys aren't anything special. Not that most of my guys on the line are special, but again, I don't necessarily need more chumps. Let's stick with this. We'll buy some tools if they're a reasonable price. They are not, probably because of the fair, but I do need to repair some stuff, so I guess sometimes you gotta suck it up. Alright, northeast. So we're going to follow these tracks, starting on the road. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So now I can dismiss these 2 right away, so I don't have to keep paying and feeding them. And good. And again, since it's going to be a quick little run, we'll just see what's here. Many thugs and a few poachers. So this is going to be an easy fight. I think, I mean, obviously we know what's coming up, so I'll re-equip my guys a little bit. Although not really. Flails for headshots, swords and spears. that's great, and archers, so we should be fine. We'll probably just go in as we are, wreck these guys, and make it a payday. So I'll see you in a bit. So, no necromancer, which is a nice surprise. The 2 skull, I guess, is just because there's so many of them. There's 12 dudes, but again, it's thugs, so we're going to cut through them pretty quickly. Not going to be an issue. Just thought I'd bring that up in case you were wondering. I was kind of wondering if a necromancer would surprise us with his presence, but nope, just straightforward slaughter. So we've been doing a little bit of running around. Contract here in Vardestedt, contract here in Norheim. Again, another track down the looted item. And then we're just doing a quick, simple rundown to Leifstead here to deliver a package. And we come across a little hideout. Some Wiedergangers, some armored Wiedergangers. It's quite within our ability to kill. So we'll go for that. I'll have to adjust a little bit for some of my equipment. I don't necessarily need flails. They just don't do quite as well. They take a lot of fatigue, and they're not really necessary against the Wiedergangers. And again, part of the big emphasis on Wiedergangers is fatigue management. So axes are a good general purpose weapon. I don't have any good cleavers, unfortunately, so no decapitations, but if I can kill them quickly enough, it won't be an issue. So I don't think this fight's going to be interesting enough, but we'll see the loot. I'll show that at the end. We'll see if it's of anything interesting. Well, nothing too remarkable and legendary, although, I mean, you get the silverware here, a little bit of cash, and a couple decent cleavers, some Scramus axes, decent male coif, so, you know, nothing incredible, but certainly worth stopping and looting. So this fight might be of a little interest. You know, we did some more contracts here and there. Nothing else was interesting in Leifstead, so I was going to come back up to Vardestedt here, which had the seasonal fair, which may still be going on. I've got some loot and things I could sell, and they may have new contracts for me. And we run across this little group of barbarian thralls, barbarian reavers. Reavers can be a little tricky. In general, I kind of view them as more aggro. They do a little more damage, but are a little less difficult to hit than raiders. But my guys have leveled up enough. We've got enough ranged firepower. Even though one of my archers is slightly injured, his accuracy isn't as great. I think we're okay to take these guys on. And again, we'll rely quite a bit on our ranged capabilities here, but did a little bit of adjustment. So the Reavers can have, they're kind of hit or miss, but they can have a decent amount of armor. But the Thralls don't. You want to kill them quickly. I try to hurt morale. So I kept a flail just because it does decent damage against armor. I switched this guy over to the axe. The axe does better damage against armor, and this guy has enough melee skill. He will probably get a few hits off. But I kept these guys in the middle with either swords or spears, just because I have a feeling with the polearm here, these guys have throwing axes. We'll probably be able to break through armor pretty quickly, at least in the middle part here, and it'll be important to just deal damage quickly so the Reavers can't hit me too often. But none of these guys have high enough skill that I really want to focus on, like these cleavers. They do decent damage, but don't get a bonus to hit, and we're going to need the bonus to hit. So we will hop in. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like this two-handed mace here can do some pretty serious damage. He's got, you know, moderate raider level body armor, but no helmet. So if we get lucky, we could finish him off quickly, although I don't have a flail up here. Same down here. Pretty good raider level body armor. A tiny, crappy piece of headgear. And again, a dangerous reach weapon, or a two-handed weapon. What I may end up doing, again, because I think I have the ranged advantage, is take a shot and then step back. Especially because things like this, if he can only take one step and swing, so if I take a step back, he's got to make the decision whether or not to run in or get shot at again. I could shoot at these thralls and try to kill them because they've got ranged weapons, and if they hit, those will do some decent damage. I think when we back up, these guys in the line will just shield wall, and hopefully that'll be enough to reduce damage. And again, we'll try to focus fire on these reavers. Now, this guy doesn't really have much of a choice since he has to go now, so these guys have a place to go back to. So we will, and he's my injured guy, we will take a shot at him and step back. He can step back and shield wall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So these guys are blocked, so the reavers won't be able to get up. They're going to be back here. Again, this guy has no armor. He'll be easier to kill, which may hurt their morale, so we'll go for him. Well, okay, that was a lucky face shot, although that does let those guys come in, which is okay. That means we can shoot them earlier. Ah, heavy javelins. Heavy javelins are very nice. We're going to fall back to there. This guy, however, I do want to break some of that armor. So we'll throw an axe at this dude. And it did a good chunk of damage to his armor. We've got a lot of ranged weapons. Now, the tricky part is making sure this guy could come around and try to get in contact with him, since my line is just, the front line's as long as the back line, which makes it a little trickier. These guys aren't going to close in, so theoretically I could shift some of my defenders down one, which I may end up doing, actually. So you can come here and shield wall. You can come down here and shield wall. You can come down here and shield wall. And you can come down here and shield wall. There we go. Alright, so overall we did pretty well surviving that. We got one hit on the guy in the back. Hopefully he won't get hit anymore because he's in the back. We are not going to swing with the axe or the sword first. We're going to see if we can break up that guy's armor and then do better damage. That's going to be a little dangerous. This is a pole arm. It does decent damage against armor and has a bonus to hit the head, which is great. We may need some assistance down here, but if I step down here, he won't have cover anymore, and this guy could throw things at him, so he may actually step up here just to keep cover on him. Yep, and that's what I was kind of worried about, so we have to make sure we have some kind of protection for my backline guys, because that guy's going to hit hard. This guy can swing and maybe step away. That'll give him an extra turn of not being hit. We're going to focus fire on this guy and try to break his armor. Okay, his armor is broken. This guy is injured, unfortunately. So we're going to switch over to the throwing weapon. Even though it doesn't do as much damage as the bow, the bonus to hit is going to be important. Or could have been important. He didn't hit, but that's a problem. So we'll step down. Well, I took his helmet out, so he may be able to go for a headshot. We'll try to hit there. That's good. Try to take this guy out. If we can kill him, maybe this guy can come down and help out a little bit. We'll go for headshots. That's one. That's two. Yep, come down here and protect. It's okay if there's a small opening in there. And this is where the sword and the extra damage does. It pays off quite a bit, finishing these tougher guys off. We didn't get the shield wall, So they don't get the bonus against that range stuff, but now there's enemies in the way, so they get cover instead. So I have to make a decision on how I want to handle this. This guy can't defeat all of these guys, but I want to finish these guys off quickly. So I think what we'll do is move down here. The shooting in this melee will hopefully kill him in one turn. And these guys, it looks like they still have throwing weapons. They're probably not going to rush in next turn. So we're going to focus on these guys and try to finish them off. This guy can actually step forward and swing at him and still have cover. Or, because he's going to get thrown at and he could get a stray shot. We'll wait, we'll see. I want to finish these guys, honestly. Can't believe he missed another 87% chance. He is going to have to wait, but he'll get to step in and swing at one of them. This guy will come in and help out. This guy, I think, will kill pretty quickly. We've got stuff around him. So let's start working on him. Oh, that was not good. Let's come up here, actually. I was thinking initially of coming down here, but we may need to move back up, so we might as well focus on the northern part here. He can wait. This guy's actually in a bad spot. I'm trying to determine if I should shield wall to protect him, or just try to hit this guy. I don't think I'm going to kill him right away anymore, so we're going to shield wall and just try to keep him safe. You can do some more headshots on this guy. Yeah, we're out of fatigue. You'll wait now, and then this guy will come down and swing, and he'll just do a regular attack. He was going to help out. He may come up here now, just because I need some help. I don't want him getting stuff thrown at him. They may throw at him, actually. Let's come down here. Step down here and miss again. That was a good face shot. And a miss. He's going to get this. Yeah. Alright. That was helpful. Alright, so we have to kill this guy and then get him running so he doesn't get nuked. Alright, and just get away. That's just a thrall up there. So let's go up here and just throw something at him. Miss again. Good. So I may not engage this Reaver. I can kill these two thralls and he'll flee, and I think that'll probably be the safer option at this point. And I am all about damage mitigation. You're out. You're in. He's fleeing, which is good. He'll step back, actually. I don't want him, if he decides not to run, I don't want him running and grabbing my standard bearer. He can try to finish that guy off. Come back. Come back there. This guy can certainly take him out. We'll wait. We'll wait. Come up here and throw at him. Good. Let's just see what this guy does. Yep, he's going to get out of there. I don't blame him. Come up here. You're out. You're done. You can come up next turn if he's still alive. I'm not going to throw any more stuff at him. And done. And we can just finish for now. So yeah, a little bit of maneuvering to try to minimize some of the damage from the Reavers, the more dangerous targets. And it kind of depends. Sometimes you get lucky when a lot of them throw stuff at you. You can focus fire on them in melee, the one or two that don't throw. But other times when they throw stuff at you, those heavy weapons can do a lot of damage. So unfortunately I didn't get any of them. But actually, especially the heavy javelins, those are premium weapons for later in the game. They really up the damage output of your archer thrower dudes. All right. No one leveled up. We got plenty of injuries. Overall, though, a good time was had by all. So we'll keep heading up to the town again, see if there's anything. Well, first of all, I got, as you can see, quite a bit of just stuff I can sell. And we'll see if that festival's still going on. Well, unfortunately, nothing super exciting. It's just been kind of the grind, moving around, doing contracts, making money, slowly leveling stuff up, but nothing of super interest. However, we've finally unlocked the ability to get noble house contracts, which has opened up one of my favorite contracts, which is just kind of patrol the area, kill whatever you want. We started here in Tonder, went to Yerstal, now heading up here, and we come across kind of the ideal enemy for this particular kind of mission. 17 dudes, all trash, lots of thralls and warhounds. A little bit of risk involved. I mean, it's a lot of people, so they can flank around me. And as we've seen, thralls, they will have javelins and some throwing weapons which have high piercing, so they can actually, if they get lucky with a couple throws, quickly kill somebody. So some risk involved, but it should be a fun fight, so we'll watch this one. And, you know, once I kill that, if I don't know if I'll get all 17, but I'll get a bunch of them. That'll be close to half what I'm looking for. When I come up here, if I don't find anything else on my way back, maybe once I get kind of close to Tonder, it doesn't matter where you get the kills from. So this is also a good opportunity to maybe go raid a location if you know where one is, just to get those extra kills. You want to raid these places anyway if you can, and you get paid for them because you get paid for the heads. So it's worth a shot if you know where some of those are, instead of just going back with only half your kills. So obviously, since we're fighting animals and thralls, we've pulled out as many swords and such as possible. This guy's still only 61%, although I gave him a sword. Let's go everybody with swords. Why not? Alright, this should be good. My archers are getting good enough now that they're going to be able to put some damage out and really help thin out the ranks. Oh, well, it's not good having high ground right from me. Oh, okay. Well, maybe it is if the dogs aren't going to get it first. I guess regular dogs, war dogs, are faster. They'd probably get up here, but these warhounds are a little slow. So. I'm not super stoked about stepping one dude up here, because then they'll have two guys and I won't be able to make a shield wall. They do have a lot of throwing stuff, though. And trying to step back two is going to be difficult. Shooting and stepping back two, because this tree is going to break up my rear line a bit. We could just completely fall back, let the tree break them up. Actually, that might not be a bad idea. We're going to do a tactical retreat here a little bit. Actually, this guy should be on the end since he's better armored and better at melee. Good. It's okay if he gets in contact with the enemy, I think. He's not great, but it's just dogs. So, and we'll protect this guy, although he's not a slouch in melee either. Alright, let's see what they do. Okay, good. We should be able to chop these guys up pretty quickly. Should be able to chop those guys up pretty quickly. Do I want to throw things at him? Throwing is more accurate, and it is kind of important to kill stuff. Even though these do less damage, just hitting them is going to be important. Let's spread the wealth out a little bit. You can switch. You might be able to finish this guy off. And hey, look at that. you could actually switch back because you got Berserk and shoot at somebody. Didn't kill him, but alright, so this guy's going to actually polearm that guy. He could hit either one of them, I guess. Let's do the same thing. We're going to just throw axes at people because they hit better. Good. I think I've got enough. Let's see, you haven't gone and you haven't gone, so I got plenty of attacks to hit that guy, so let's try to finish him off. Good. Good. Might as well shield wall. They're gonna rush in or throw stuff at us, so we might as well make it a little harder for them to hurt us. He didn't get the shield wall, but he got pretty good defense, if I recall. Ooh. They're flanking with their yeeters. No armor on that guy, so he's perfect sword bait. Excellent. Alright, now up here, it's a little trickier. What I think I'm going to do... Yeah, let's just shoot this guy, I guess. Almost got him. Hurt him. Hurt him. No, I want this guy to kill him, so this guy's free to step up and engage them so I don't get thrown or flanked. So I gotta wait a bit. Or this guy could do it too. If the standard bearer can kill that dog, it'll free someone up to come up here. Protect the flank and tie those two up. Similar. I could try to kill him, have him step down and hit one, and then step down and tie these guys up. In fact, that may be the better option. If I can kill him. Gotta hit him, though. Gotta hit people. Oh, that was not what I was expecting. I'm a little worried about that guy. This is a little risky to just walk, because he'll be heavily surrounded. Actually, what I'm going to do is he'll step down, he can step forward, and maybe I can take one of these guys out. It's a good shot. That's a head, it's a start. Hit, moves up, ties them up. Ooh. I mean, theoretically... No, I think he's actually going to stay where he is. Protect these... No, he'll actually come down here. He'll provide shielding for my standard bearer, who is in line for being thrown at. Now, I think everyone over here has cover from his throwing attacks. He's good. You're going to step down and try to nuke that guy. And he did. That's good. That'll help avoid his being overwhelmed quite a much. These guys can throw. Oh. Okay, standard bearer man may need to get out of there. And he's getting a little roughed up too. Well, we still have some axes, and again, they're more accurate. So we'll go with that. They do cost a lot more ammunition, unfortunately. Yes, if I can kill this guy, he can run up and tie that guy up. Let's focus on the guy who's already slightly injured. Although he has less of a valuable... Well, he's got a spear. It's a bonus to hit, at least. Alright, so do I think we try to do that guy, just because we'll do a lot of damage to him. He's easier to hit. And this guy potentially could really rough them both up. Injured. It's always a bonus. He's not hit. Do I finish him? 70%. He's already got a pierced hand, so he's going to have a hard time hitting. Let's try to finish. Good. No. You can kill people. I don't know who else we can... I'm more worried about this guy, probably, because he can hit someone who's injured. Let's tie him up. Yeah, he's getting hit, but he's holding out. All right. That guy's already has armor broken and everything, so the sword should finish him off. So we're going for the tougher target, and we hit him, which is good. He doesn't have anything to hit at the moment. Oops. Good. Now I can swarm him. Let's help this guy out a little bit. Good. Let's help out up here. Bonus to hit. Nothing else. Is he hurt at all? No, I'm not going to be able to kill him with range shots, so let's just call it good. We'll call that good. He's going to wait till he get hit again. We'll get a polearm in for next turn. Yep, he's out. Choppy choppy. And that should be it. So it looks like one of them got away. But it's still a pretty good payday for me. You know, they're barbarian thralls, so no incredible loot. But what is it? Oh, only 11? I wonder if the dogs don't count or something. So I thought I killed more than 11 enemies. That group had, was it 4? It had 17. Yeah, maybe the dogs don't count. That's kind of annoying. Oh well. So we'll check this town out. Again, looking for anyone who could be a good standard bearer, because I don't have one. Nobody. Any decent prices? 17 for shields and stuff isn't terrible. So we can sell a few of these things. I probably don't need that many flails. Although I do have a lot of trash dudes, so I might want to hold on to them in case I fight ancient undead or something. Those crude javelins aren't great. I've got plenty of armor there. 50 and 2, 50 and 2. Alright, that's a decent amount of stuff. We are slowly starting to accumulate wealth. We've gotten ahead of the power curve now where we're at least starting to make money on these contracts. These tools aren't too badly priced, 228. This, one of the problems with the poacher background is you get so much range, you do burn through ammo quick, and that does cost a lot. There are certain towns, like with Fletcher's, usually the woodsman towns, that do have better prices for that kind of stuff, but well, we will check this place out. My recollection is that it was a bunch of undead like geists and things that I probably don't want to tangle with, but we can at least check it out. Looks like a fight was near it. Wiedergangers, armored Wiedergangers, and geists. Yep, we'll try this one over here next. Maybe it won't be quite as bad. Dire wolves. Well, our guys have swords. We've got plenty of range support. Well, it's unfortunate I didn't get anything there. I guess we'll just make him a beefy boy. He is going to be a dude. Probably, therefore, needs the shield bonus more. I was thinking about giving him Colossus to help him stay alive. But he's already got crap defense, so let's avoid damage first, and then worry about Colossus and mitigating getting hit. This guy, just another dude. I mean, 2 defense is good. This is also good, though. Those are all maxed out, so we'll go for that. He's still got plenty of fatigue. So this is actually kind of interesting. There was a... in fact, I'll link it down below. Maybe I should pull it up. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. So, I was actually just kind of watching YouTube, just scrolling through, and I saw this 7 good tips for, universal tips basically for improving your game in Battle Brothers. And I usually just kind of listen to YouTube in the background and watch. But I kind of glanced down once or twice, and I happened to glance down, and I saw, holy crap, they've got my name on the what not to do list. And I think in some ways they're kind of right. I'll put the link in the description for this one. But what they were focusing on was putting Battle Forged, the perk Battle Forged on people when they have kind of Raider level gear. And well, actually in this group it's not so bad because some of my guys are slightly better than Raider level, but a lot of these guys are just a little bit above, and you don't get full benefit from Battle Forge unless you're wearing really heavy equipment. And one of the other lessons they talked about was when you're picking your perks, kind of prioritizing them. I mean, maybe you've got a build in mind you're aiming for, but why would you pick, if you come back to my group over here, I could give this guy Battle Forge because eventually I know he's going to have it, or I want him to have it. He's going to have heavy armor. Okay. But Battle Forge is not going to help him very much at all right now because he's not going to have heavy enough armor to really gain any benefit from it. So as I'm looking at what to pick, Battle Forged is something I want for him, but it's not going to benefit him right away. The other point that this other guide was talking about was, hey, early game, especially when you don't have that heavy armor, Nimble is a much better perk because it just increases the survivability of your brothers immensely when they're wearing Raider level gear or less, which is what you're going to be playing for the first good chunk of the game, right? I don't know if I mean, that is correct. That is a correct assessment. I don't know if I fully agree with doing it, because if I put, let's say, Nimble on this guy, and I don't think that's necessarily the right course of action, but I could, then he would have just a lot of fatigue for doing special weapon attacks and things. I'm still not a huge fan of Nimble necessarily when you can have lots of armor, because armor, if you have Battle Forge and you can wear heavy armor, ultimately late game will be better for you. However, maybe someone like, well, this guy's a bad example. He's dedicated to being light, so he's going to have dodge and nimble, and those two go very well together. This is not a great example either because he's a wild man. So he starts, even though he doesn't have any stars in it, he's going to have a high amount of fatigue to end with. But if you've got someone who's going to be in the middle range, and like this guy, he doesn't have any stars and fatigue, so he's never going to be able to have a huge amount of fatigue to wear lots of heavy armor. So obviously putting Nimble on this guy will be good because he's never going to have the super heavy armor. He's not going to be light enough to have a high initiative to go with dodge, but Nimble will still make him very survivable. I haven't experimented much with putting it on frontline dudes with shields and medium armor is what I would say, unless I'm going specifically for a light build, trying to jack up their initiative as well to add dodge in. Long way to say on this guy here. I think ultimately Battle Forged will be part of his setup, but it's not the best one now. And in fact, Brawny isn't going to really help him much either. Long term, it certainly will, but he's not going to have a crap load of heavy armor, so he's only going to get a little bit of extra initiative out of it. Potentially, depending on what weapon I give him, he could get quite a significant boost from that. So looking at other perks, or what else do I think this guy may end up taking, he may take Underdog. If he's just a dude who's trying to hold things up and stay alive, early game, late game, this perk will always be of assistance. What else could I possibly take? Possibly Quick Hands, depending on what I put in his equipment. Quick Hands, early game, late game, can always be useful. Recover? Maybe. I don't usually use recover. Maybe on two-handed guys, because they just go berserk and they kill so much, they build up fatigue so quickly. What else might be of use? So, I don't know, those are some assessments you got to make. And I thought the other stuff in that video, the other points were pretty much spot on. And I think for the most part, I've kind of talked about those same kind of things. So again, this one just kind of jumped out at me, and that seeing that kind of perked my thoughts about it. So I certainly encourage you to go check this out. I haven't seen any of their other videos. I don't know what the rest looks like, but in general, this guide was pretty good. So, and seeing my name on the list of shame certainly got my attention. I don't think, again, I think their general message is right. And, you know, realistically, it's one of the things that I've seen some other guys talk about is early game hiring the cheaper mediocre brothers, which is basically what my front line is, especially farmers and brawlers and things. And then later game, starting to hire the more premier backgrounds, like the Hedge Knights, like the Oath Takers now, and kind of replacing your most mediocre guys from the early game, and then shifting. So maybe you're hiring guys to not last the whole run. You're hiring people just to kind of help you out with the early and middle game, and then you're building up a small group of elite troops, and then you're slowly replacing those middle. So I've seen people who talk about, hey, for your expendable guys, don't take student. That, in fact, you know, the first perk might be Colossus. Just keep them alive for a while to let your other guys build up. Yeah, go ahead and give them Shield Expert early on. Give them Dodge. They're not going to have a crap load of initiative, but you know, they're not going for the most efficient late game. You're just trying to make this guy stay alive and take shots, so your other people that you really want to level up quickly can get those kills, get that bonus experience. I mean, Dodge is kind of an interesting example, but you know, you start the battle with 15% extra defense based off initiative, and that's going to be plus 10 melee and range defense. And if you're not swinging your weapon very much, if you're just standing there tying people up and staying alive, you get that bonus for a lot of the battle. So interesting thoughts. Just thought I'd mention that as it came to my mind. Ultimately, well, actually, let me think. Going back here. Ultimately, for a regular dude who's going to have heavy equipment, mediocre melee skills, you know, I do like flails on these kind of mediocre guys. It's going to let him reliably hit things. There are certain enemies these are not very useful against, but a lot of times if that comes up, he's probably going to use a sword or a spear. Yeah, he's level 7, so I can't. I mean, he could get very little above this. I could give him Backstabber, which would give him a bonus to hit, and then I could give him a more useful weapon like an axe or a hammer. Those are much more general purpose and good for everything. But I think we'll go with that one. I just kind of like having a few flails, and I don't want to give them to my guys with good melee, so we'll go with that. Archer, obviously, level up that and just kind of see what else is available. Probably those two. And so it's kind of interesting. Another thing, I think it was in that video I just referenced, actually. I think my long-term build is correct, but they put a lot of emphasis on using your throwing weapons earlier, focusing on the throwing weapons earlier. And ultimately, I think that might be the correct answer. Usually, I kind of focus on the regular ranged weapons until I get the full build, and then I can really focus on transitioning to the throwing weapons. But the throwing weapons are more accurate. They're a little more pricey to throw, and they don't do quite as much raw damage, but the increased rate of hitting is pretty important. So that's why you've seen me actually throwing weapons a lot more, even though they may not be, they may not seem the most ideal, and it seems to be working out pretty well. So we'll actually double check. I mean, it's also kind of that tier thing, right? It might be better to get Berserk first, just because it's so much more effective in battle. Maybe I should have taken, because again, I don't even have a crossbow yet. Long term, I'm building towards a crossbow. I kind of assumed I'd have one by now, but I haven't actually come across one. So we'll pick that, actually. This guy is probably going to be in the exact same boat. He's got plenty of range defense. This is my hunter, so actually range defense is still pretty good for him. Maybe I should have been boosting that too, because he's got decent. I mean, I guess we'll take morale. He needs a little bit there. And he can get Berserk as well. Alright. So, oh my gosh, that was all in preparation for fighting some dire wolves. We have swords equipped. Again, you could use spears. I've seen people try to set up the spear wall. Dire wolves are pretty fast. They might get into melee with you before you get a chance to shut them down. There's only 6 of them. I think they might run. I mean, I wouldn't think they'd want to fight, but I do want to fight them. They count as heads. Ooh. That's kind of interesting. I wonder what they're fighting. Goblin Raiders. Interestingly, I don't normally like fighting goblins, especially in the woods, but I actually have a decent amount of firepower, so it might not be so bad. This is going to be a ginormous cluster fight. Sure, come on over. I'm quite happy to play with you guys. That's a good hit. I'll take that. And we'll start rushing in. I mean, they're not going to team up on me, right? They are on opposite teams, I think. Let's make sure we get our shield wall up first here. Good, good, good. This is actually good and shuts off some of their lines of attack. You can come over here. You've already fired. You can step up and shoot. Maybe up here we get some cover. Same with you. No, because if you go up there, you're not going to have cover. Yeah, you can. Here's what we'll do. Move up there. He'll move up here, so he'll provide cover from those guys. And he gets cover from him. And I guess he'll come up here. Alright. Yep, the wolves are chewing them up, which is great. Ow. Everyone's fighting everybody. It's wonderful. Although, I was kind of hoping they'd mostly be fighting over here. You're okay. Let's come down here. This guy hurt? He is hurt. Taking our shot at him. Excellent. Doesn't have a clear shot at anybody. But he can just spray one in and hope it hits. Nope. Didn't think it was going to happen, but it's worth a shot. This tree here must be blocking sight to him. I don't want to shoot the wolf. I want him to mess with these guys and tie him up. So I guess we're going to wait. We're going to try to bust out. I think he's going to wait. Yeah. This guy can come up here. This is a little risky, because something might try to move into this high ground. But I think these guys are fighting over here quite a bit, so... And if we can kill this dire wolf, we'll be in good shape. This guy's on his own, which is a little scary. We'll put him on the high ground so he's a little safer. And... That guy's actually very difficult to deal with right now. I don't necessarily want to move him into melee with him. This guy has the high ground. I'm sure he has a dagger, and I'm just going to pierce attack him, so I'm stuck a bit. I'm a little worried about this guy getting shot up, though. Maybe move away a bit. He's still going to be inspiring most of my people. He can come up here. You can swing. Good. Oh. Well, now I can shoot at this guy at least. I have a target. That was beautiful. Anyone else want to step up here? I have a nice little lane right through there. Okay, well, the wolf is hitting somebody. Okay, that's good. He stepped into my lane again, so. I don't know. Yeah, I can step. I mean, it's going to be a little dangerous, but he can move up. He can step up, and we can do a lot of swinging at that guy. It's a little risky. Come on up. That's a good hit. That guy, yep, no more cover anymore. I mean, he's still tough to hit, but at least we can shoot at him. Aim shot. Oh, it would be nice to hit one of those guys on accident. Let's... Yeah, I don't think this guy is going to move up to engage in melee with me. But it would be nice if I can get that high ground. He'll come up, try to finish that guy off. This guy will come up here, put some more shots into him. Good. Kill him. We can spot those guys, though. That's kind of nice. This blocks sight. So we'll come over here. He's not inspired, but at least he's not going to get shot at, so... He's got a grazed neck, which is a bit annoying. I guess he can come down and take... Oh, we don't have to swing at him anymore. Come in here and hit that guy. So, there's actually one of those things on the guide. They talk about, you know, normally you don't want to swing at fleeing enemies, which is, in general, good advice. But they do point out some good exceptions to that. I would say this is one of those exceptions. I want to get on that high ground so I can swing at that guy next turn and have a bonus to hit him. I could walk through and take a swing at him, which I have a good chance of hitting, but I'd rather swing at him early next turn. Yeah, didn't finish him off, though. Here's a gamble. I thought I could kill him. That wolf, the dire wolves have berserk, which is annoying. Alright, we'll come through and go for this guy. It worked out after all. This guy might not have any good targets anymore. Let's just spray one over here. Step in. You don't have anything to hit. You can switch hands. Just take a swing at this guy, I guess. Or, again, this might be a good opportunity to wait, and I can step up there. I have one archer. He's in melee, although he could step away. But this guy will probably come up here and shut that down, so he can move up now. Wait. That guy has moved. Let's come into here. This guy can move up and take a swing. That was a good hit. Where do I want to go now? And those are at least one frenzied direwolf, which is bad. And the fact that they've killed some stuff makes their he's at confident morale, which is not great. We'll hit this guy. Attempt to hit him and fail to kill him. There we go. Got that guy out of the way. We can start shooting at him. You know, I don't know where these guys are going to go. I don't want him on the low ground and getting swarmed, so I think he'll just hang out there for a bit. We'll see what happens. And I will push the wrong button. It's looking a little dangerous. Alright, that looks good to me. Might as well switch back to that. Doesn't have to. He could wait to get quick hands, but this guy, ideally, will get to move up here and start shooting next turn. Alright, well, here comes phase 2 of the fight. And again, another thing that guide talks about, which is a good lesson, is I don't need to swing at this guy right now. I can move other people in and get the bonus to hit. Or I can do that. Thanks for helping, buddy. Yep, you're fine up there, I think. You may as well move up. You might as well come help out. Alright, so in some ways this is not the ideal attack. This is a very powerful weapon on a guy who's almost dead, but if I clear him out, this guy can move forward. He can step down and swing next turn, so we'll go for it. He's going to wait. This guy could step in here, but then he'll be blocked out. Instead, he's going to run up to here. There was a chance we'd scare this guy, but he'll still be able to assist with these guys when they attack that guy. Let's take a shot at this guy, actually. He's dangerous, and he's best dealt with at range, if possible. I think we're in pretty good shape killing these guys off. Although I could be wrong. Let's try again. There we go. He has to swing now, because I'd like this guy to come help and assist, but not an option at the moment. Nope. He can come down. He can come down. His armor's a little dinged up. I don't know what this guy's going to swing at. So actually, let's put him on shield wall. No, I'm talking myself into it. Yep, if he can come up here. Swords are brutal. I guess he can come up here. No, he swung at the beast. That was nice of him. I'm still going to kill him, but... yeah, I'm going to keep pressure on him. I'm not going to swing yet. Guido, come on, man. You're killing me. You're breaking my balls. Let's come up here. And we'll use the old throwing weapon thing. And we'll still miss. You can afford to miss. People, jeez. Oh, well, that worked. Let's come down here and swarm him a bit and maybe get protection. I don't know if he's got the perk or not. This guy's a little tired. Let's see if he can throw. He's got a hit off. Oh! Yeah, you can come up here and the next one will step up. You can actually come up here to assist. You're fine. You're not going to get to shoot. You can come into here. You can wait. You can come up. I think we've got full bonus against him. Good. Good. Step out of the way. And there we go. So that was actually pretty nice. We got some pelts. We can make a direwolf pelt for a piece of armor, which is good. Got a little trinket for some money. And we should get, we got, looks like 11 more kills, which is going to help out, obviously, substantially with our contract payoff. 11 kills is going to be, it's 605, maybe? Now, what's in here? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Well, it was worth a look, right? So we'll head back to town, get our casholeum, and I think we'll call it a day. Oh, although we may have good prices here. Let's take a look. 16, nothing incredible, but might as well unload some of this garbaggio. We've got some of that backup armor. probably should fix that one. I don't need this many backup arrows. And we're going to run out of food soon. All right. That's good for now. Thanks for watching. Good luck in your own adventures, and I'll see you next time.